Good morning. Welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, May the 20th. Pleasure to have you with us today. Joan Stack. I refer to her as the walking encyclopedia of Missouri history. Joan Stack is with us.
Art history primarily.
Yeah, you're a walking encyclopedia, Joan. And right next to Joan, we have Nicole Johnston. Good to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Today, with the State Historical Society, we're going to deal with what?
Well, we have a collaborative exhibition, and that's why I brought Nicole with me, because she's the primary curator of an exhibit dealing with the history of Missouri fashion. And this is a special exhibit as part of the year-long bicentennial celebration of Missouri. So I'll let Nicole talk a little bit about how she organized a lot of information about Missouri fashion over 200 years.
Yeah. So Missouri does have a rich history in fashion, right?
Oh, very rich, very rich. Yes, over 200 years of fashion, but we have been the largest fur trading center in the world.
Missouri? Mm-hmm. Missouri was the largest fur trading center in the world?
Mm-hmm. Up to the 1860s.
Okay.
In the 1920s and 30s, we were the largest fur auction in the United States.
Uh-huh.
We have been the world's leading shoe manufacturer in our history.
I didn't know that.
I know. This is often overlooked. This is why we did this exhibit.
More shoes were made in Missouri than any other state in the
St.
country?
Louis. Mm-hmm. Washington Avenue was jokingly referred to as Shoe Street, USA. Yes.
And what shoe company was that?
It was the International Shoe Corporation. It was the largest shoe manufacturer in the world.
And wasn't Buster Brown shoes?
Brown Shoes was also in St. Louis. It was one of those at the same time.
Yeah, see, I remember when I was a kid, I remember Buster Brown shoes, and I remember seeing those commercials on television for Buster Brown shoes.
Yes, uh-huh.
But I had no idea that the state of Missouri was the largest shoe manufacturing state in the country or the world.
The world. Mm-hmm. We have also been the second largest garment producer in the United States, as well as the second largest millinery producer in the United States, second to New York. And the largest junior dress manufacturer. So
the largest what?
Junior dress manufacturer.
Wow. Well, why has this all been kept such a secret?
I don't know. I would love to have learned this in my high school, Missouri high school classes.
It's been kind of kept a secret.
Mm-hmm. The apparel industry had a significant impact on the economic growth of the state. Yes, over the last 200 years.
Most of it was centered in and around the St. Louis area or Kansas City?
Both. St. Louis and Kansas City.
Okay, so St. Louis is noted more for the shoes and
furs. Kansas City had the junior dress market. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Does
St.
it
Louis
still?
well.
Does it still have the?
No.
Okay. When did that change?
Well, it developed in the 30s and 40s. That was when the significant manufacturing took place in St. Louis. And they had a fascinating collaboration with Washington University students in their fashion program.
But when did it start changing then, and why did it change?
When manufacturing started to move overseas is really when that. So by the 60s and 70s.
So when we started going to Japan and to China, that's when things changed here in Missouri. Mm-hmm. Do you ever see it coming back?
St. Louis is making a significant effort to revitalize their fashion apparel industry. It's fascinating what they're doing in St. Louis right now.
Do you think it's going to work?
I do. They're trying real hard.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You brought along some pictures for those of you who can watch us on television or on YouTube. But for the folks listening on the radio this morning, I want you to describe what we're looking at picture-wise.
That is a snippet of our custom trades section in the exhibit at the State Historical Society.
Okay. You have a blue gown, and this was worn by?
Former Missouri First Lady Betty Hearns.
Okay. Then there's a green gown that was?
From Mabel Bandy Anheuser.
Okay.
Of
From
the
Anheuser-Busch.
Uh-huh.
And what about the suit in the middle of it?
That was made by Sol Stalawi, who is a Jewish tailor in Kansas City for a very long time, a very well-established tailor in Kansas City. He designed suits for President Harry Truman.
Really? So was this a suit that was worn by Harry Truman?
No, that's one of Sol's.
Okay.
We don't have one of his that he made for President Truman, former President Truman. But
Okay, but these are all on display at the State Historical Society.
yes, yes.
Now, what about the pink gown over?
Oh, that is a 1956 homecoming queen gown.
That's what it looks like. I was going to
Yes,
guess that.
sparkly, shiny, poofy, worn by a young lady at Helias, at the Helias High School.
Okay.
And she and her husband actually stopped by 2 weeks ago and took a picture next to their dress from 1956.
That looks like a prom gown from many years ago. Now, we have a couple of other, these look like business suit dresses.
Those are the junior dresses, actually, that I was talking about. The junior dress manufacturing in St. Louis.
Okay. And so how old are these dresses?
Those are 30s up through the 50s.
So when people come to the State Historical Society, they are going to learn about the history of fabric and fashions in Missouri.
Yes, the manufacturing, the retailing, and the custom trades. That's the makers, the merchants, and the memories.
It all started, when did it first start?
Well, Native Americans were manufacturing, where they were making their own clothing at the time, and it really developed with the fur trade when the French explorers came in the 16th and 17th centuries. That's when the fur trade really began in Missouri.
So there's a wealth of information
Oh, yes.
there. Absolutely fascinating. If people want to come, when can they do this?
Well, our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, and we open at 10 o'clock on Tuesday through Saturday, and we close on the weekdays at 4:30, and on the weekends on Saturday we close at 2:30.
Okay.
So, the exhibit is up until Friday, June 17th. And so that will be the last time you'll be able to see it. We will be closed that Saturday for the Juneteenth weekend.
Okay. So you've got, this is the 20th of May, so you got about a month yet if people are interested in coming and seeing that. So it closes then on what day?
On the Friday, just because of Juneteenth, we're not going to be open on the Saturday that time.
Okay, do you know what's coming up after this then?
Oh, yes. We've got a big photography exhibit that will be coming up in July, and I'll come back and talk to you a little more about that.
All right. So if you want more information, and Nicole, thank you so much. I'm fascinated by the information that you passed today. I had no idea that Missouri was such a fashion center and a shoe center, too. You can get more information by visiting the State Historical Society, SHSMO.org, okay? Or something you want to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Go out and have yourself a nice day and be nice to each other. Bye-bye.